I would, take a minute or two to share what we do here, and then we will move on with the live. Okay. So we start this live with a meditation of around like 10 to 15 minutes. And that meditation is basically to help us open ourselves to get into that receptive state and to raise our vibrations so that we can receive that higher wisdom. Okay. And once we are done with the meditation, we move on to the second part of this live, which is about tuning into wisdom in a very fun way. So, how we do that is we have a wheel, okay, a wheel of wisdom. And on that wheel, there are names of so many books that I have came across in my own journey. And what we do is I spin the wheel and the universe, God, divine, spirit, source, ancestors, angels, whatever you want to call it, chooses a book for us from that wheel, okay? And then we play another game where I ask you guys to choose a number and we do a reading based on that, okay? I will explain each part when we get to that part. But for right now, are you guys ready for the meditation? If you are ready, you can type ready in the comments. So I know that you are settled in a quiet place and yeah, you are okay to meditate. Thank you, Lisa, for letting me know. Thank you, Kerry, Char. Wonderful. Thank you, Kathleen. Okay. So, so since since the start of kind of season 2, because we completed 100 episodes and we have started maybe another season. So since that, I actually started doing meditation on the quote that you see when you open Insight Timer, because that is the wisdom right in front of us. So I wanted to, I wanted to guide you so that it sinks really deep into your subconscious. So we have been doing that like each day, whatever the quote is, we meditate upon that. But for today, I didn't felt like creating a meditation on that because because the quote I felt like it would be more meaningful if you actually do it compared to if you meditate upon it. So let me read the quote for you so that it makes sense why I am saying that. So, the Insight Timer quote for today is: the art of writing is the art of discovering what you believe. And this quote is by Gustave Flaubert. So basically, and I have found this to be true in my life. Like, when I sit down with a journal and I actually did like stream of consciousness writing, basically whatever is coming in my mind, I poured down onto paper. I started learning that what am I believing about myself in this situation, or what am I believing about other people in this situation. So things becomes more clear when we write. So instead of meditating on this quote, I would invite you guys to maybe, take out some time, like 5 or 10 minutes, and do some journaling to see if this is true for you or not. And instead of meditating on this quote, I decided that I would guide a meditation on something that I am feeling today. So, like I used to before, So, basically, whatever is happening on my life, I used to create a meditation on that. And today I had a little bit of headache. So I thought, okay, I already have a meditation on headache, but I thought, let me guide a meditation on headache here in this space. And even if you don't have a headache, it would help you, release some tension in this area because usually we are carrying a lot of, tightness in this region. So, and if you are totally not up for it, you can maybe take a break of 10 to 15 minutes and come back, once the meditation would be over. Okay. So that is what I have planned for today, a meditation for headache. Okay. So I hope that you will like it and let's start. So begin by coming into a comfortable position. You can choose to lie down or sit up, whatever your body needs right now. As you begin to settle into this position, if you feel safe, allow your eyes to close. Turning your attention away from the world around you and arriving within to be there for yourself for the next few moments. So, I invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose and an exhale out through your mouth. Letting go of the outside world. And now continue to breathe normally, noticing the air flowing in and out. With each exhale, relaxing more and more. And now that you are feeling fully relaxed, resting your awareness on your head. So, becoming aware of how your head feels like in this moment. Notice any sensations that are pleasant, that are present there. Maybe a dull heaviness behind your eyes, a gentle pressure around your temples, a subtle tightness across your forehead. Or perhaps there is no discomfort at all, and just a sense of fullness or busyness. or maybe mental noise that you are ready to let go, that you are ready to soften. So, as you hold your head in awareness, I invite you to take a deep, nourishing breath in through your nose, and as you exhale, imagine a gentle wave washing over your head, softening the tension even just a little bit. So continue to take breaths like this, breathing in a nourishing breath, taking all that oxygen into your head. And as you exhale, imagine the wave washing over your head, softening the tension little by little. Again, breathing in and imagining the wave coming towards your head, and with the exhale, letting go of any tension that the muscles in your head are holding on to. Now, I invite you to bring your awareness to the space around your eyes, softening the muscles around your eyes, feeling your eyelids getting heavier, as if they are melting into complete rest. The muscles around your eyes have nothing to hold. They can completely let go and relax. And now notice your jaw and let it drop slightly, releasing the grip. Sometimes our head hurts because it has been carrying too much of what the world throws at us every single day. So know that in this space You don't have to carry it all, to have it all together. And allow yourself to breathe in fresh and cool air, imagining it entering through the crown of your head like a soothing breeze and filling your head up with every inhale, feeling that freshness all around in your head. That fresh, cool sensation all over your head. And with your exhale, imagine the heat and the heavy clouds leaving your forehead and dissolving in the air, going far and far away from you. Can you notice that sense of openness as the cool breeze enter your forehead through the crown, and as it takes away all the dark, heavy, and hot clouds, leaving you with a lot of space, a space to breathe, to be, to think clearly, or to let life touch you in beautiful ways. So, for the last time, inhale a cool, fresh breeze, bringing a sense of relief. And with the exhale, releasing the heat and the heaviness and all the tension away. And now notice if if there is also a sense of pressure anywhere in your head, like maybe a tight band has been wrapped around your head. So visualize that you are gently loosening this tight band around your head, loosening it thread by thread. See the stitches of that tight band opening up, and with each stitch that opens up, that breaks, You are feeling that the band is easing its grip on you. And now, if the band hasn't fallen off from your head and maybe is being held by that last stitch, then imagine holding a pair of scissors, and when you are ready to let go of that tightness in your head, simply cut that final thread. And imagine a sense of relief and openness within and around your head. And now notice if anywhere in your head do you feel a pulsing or a pounding sensation. And is the that is the place where you feel that headache. So allow yourself to imagine the rhythm of that pulsing sensation slowing down. Feel the rhythm of that pulse, of that pulsation slow down with each exhale, becoming a lot more calmer, becoming steady. Remember, you are not fighting with any unpleasant sensation. You are not fighting the headache. You are befriending your body and inviting any parts of you that wants some release to soften just a little bit more. And now, as we reach the end of this meditation, I invite you to place one hand lightly on your forehead and the other hand on the back of your head. And saying something kind to your head, or imagining that your hands have healing powers, that you have a healing touch, and feel free to place it anywhere else in around your head, wherever your head needs a reminder that you are here and you are not always demanding something from it, because this time you are here to give healing, to give healing to any part that is in suffering. If you feel like, you can even massage your head, easing any leftover tension, because you deserve it. You deserve a relaxing mind. If you feel like, you can even move your head in whatever direction it wants to be moved, bringing balance and harmony and also flow. And now you can lower your hands and rest them in your lap or on your knees. And you can whisper to yourself these three affirmations. I release what I no longer need. I release what I no longer need. And imagine it releasing from your body. I release what I no longer need. It's safe for me to relax. Imagine yourself being in a safe bubble and in a relaxed state. It's safe to relax. It's safe for me to relax. And now, imagining the intelligence within your body, connecting with it as you whisper to yourself or reassure yourself that my body knows how to heal. My body knows how to heal. My intelligent, beautiful, amazing, wonderful body knows how to heal. and it is healing right now. And I allow it to do so. You did great. And now we can return because we know that our body will continue to heal itself without needing our attention. And if it does, then you can promise yourself that you will take some time out to give your body whatever it is that it needs. But for right now, allow yourself to come back, becoming aware of the space around you, taking a deep breath in and with the exhale, gently opening your eyes. Welcome back. You can hydrate yourself if you need that. Okay. Thank you for all these hearts. I am so happy that you guys took out some time for your body today. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. Kathleen says that was so beautiful. Thank you. I'm glad that your body received the care that it needed. Lisa says, thank you, Anisha. Very much needed. My head has been hurting a whole lot lately. Oh, Lisa, I feel you. You know, I also get a lot of frequent headaches, and I know it is difficult. So I am honored that I was able to, you know, provide some sense of relief. And I'm also glad that I listened to what was my experience today because I see a lot of people, enjoying or finding this meditation helpful. Okay, Charlene says, I came in late. That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Charlene, for joining us. And yeah, maybe you received that part that you needed because it's never too late. You're always on the right time. And oh, hi, Nicole. Happy to have you here. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you were able to join today's session from the start. And by the way, guys, Nicole is another wonderful, amazing teacher here. And if you want to know more about her, feel free to check her out and join her lives. And I'm glad that you like my voice, Nicole. So sweet of you. Thank you. And before, I keep on reading all the other beautiful comments, I want to let you guys know that in case anyone is, thinking, is this the end of the live? Then it is not. We are soon going to tap into some wisdom in a very fun way. Okay, so stay tuned until I read the next comment. Jerry Joe says, great session, a nice empty out. I am so happy, Jerry, that you were able to release all of that. Release whatever is not going to serve you anymore. And I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, Kathleen says, yes, my head hurt this morning too, so thank you. It feels better. Oh, Kathleen, sending you so much healing. And anyone else who is going through a headache, it can be frustrating. So yeah, I feel you, you know. And I'm really happy that I decided to listen to my intuition. Okay. So, hello April, welcome. Happy to have you here again. Rit says, hi Anisha, bit late joining also. That's all right. Maybe you are here for the messages and not so much about the meditation. Anyways, I believe that you are on the right time. Nicole says, me too. Yay, honored to be here. Okay, so okay, there are more comments. I missed it. Okay. Yeah, Chia says, happy Diwali. Thank you, Chia. Thank you so much. Yeah, okay. Now, let me move on to the next section, which is about fun and wisdom. Okay. Hmm. So, and by the way, for those of you who guys missed the meditation or joined late, maybe towards the end of the live, I will share where you can find the meditation. And I already have a meditation on headache in case anyone is, wants more of that. But that is a slightly different kind of fun. But yeah, you can experiment. Okay, now let's see. So let me show you guys the Wheel of Wisdom. And this is our Wheel of Wisdom. I am so sorry about the lighting because I know you might not be able to see the wheel or the phone very clearly. Okay, maybe let me try once more. Maybe my lighting would work. No. I don't know why it happened. I would have to investigate, but yeah. Anyways, it's okay. I will read the name of the book that comes up to you. Anyways, there are like 31 books on this wheel, so you might not even be able to see the names even with the good lighting. Okay, so now for those of you who are joining for the very first time, let me tell you a little bit about the wheel. So this wheel basically contains the name of 31 transformational books that I have came across in my own journey of healing, of personal growth. Okay, and what we are going to do now that we are more centered, we are going to spin this wheel, and this wheel is randomly going to select a book for us. Okay, and so that we basically receive the message that the universe, God, source, divine, spirit, angels, ancestors, whatever you believe in, wants to send our way. So, before we spin the wheel and choose a book, I invite you guys to take a moment and think, what is it that you would like to receive some guidance about? Like, is there something specific going on in your life? And if there is nothing specific that you need guidance on, then you can set an intention that may I be open to receive some guidance for today. Okay? Because this help us set a direction, and so that each and every one of us receives that message that we are looking for. So once you have thought of something, or once you have set an intention to be open, let me know in the comments by typing ready or by pressing the heart button somewhere here so that we can move on and spin the wheel. Okay? Okay, we have some hearts right away. Ah, maybe for one more response and then we can spin the wheel. Okay. So seems like, you guys have thought of something wonderful. So now, let's see. So whatever it is that you thought you would like some guidance on, hold that in your awareness as we spin the wheel, okay? It's okay if you cannot see it. So, the name of the book that came up for all of us here is How to Love. And this book, How to Love, has been written by Thich Nhat Hanh. So, let's see what this beautiful book has for us. um, so, Thich Nhat Hanh has this like whole series of mini books: How to Love, How to Eat, How to Walk, How to Relax, How to Fight, How to Love. So give me a second to choose some numbers and then we will play a game. Okay. Okay. So, in a moment from now, I am going to ask you guys to choose a number between certain numbers. Okay. And I do not want you guys to rush at all. Instead, I would like you guys to take a moment and see which number is coming up for me? Which number are you feeling pulled toward? It can be an image that comes in your mind, the number image. It can be a sensation. It can be, a number that you hear. So just, let your intuition choose a number for you and then share that in the comments. And once you guys share your numbers, I will go through your numbers and see which number am I feeling most called to. So, in this way, we will get to tap into that collective wisdom, and this would help us ensure that everyone receives whatever it is that you are here for. Okay. So, my dear ones, my lovely, amazing, beautiful people, the numbers between which I would like you guys to choose is 10 to 108. Here you go. Thank you, Nicole. Oh, a lot of like double numbers and auspicious numbers popped up like the starting three. Interesting. Okay, so let's see. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Jen, V, Charlene, Lisa, Shannon, Chia, Carrie, Nita. Wonderful. Anyone else who would like to share a number? Thank you, Leslie. Oh, two people chose 108. V and Leslie. Interesting. Ah, okay. Anyone else? So let's see. Which number do I feel called to? Okay, so the number that I am feeling most called to is 58, and the number has been chosen by Chia for all of us. Thank you, Chia. Let's see what is on page number 58 that wants to come through. Okay, I'm not sure the meaning of this, but it is like an image, and I'm going to show this to you. Maybe it means something for someone. But yeah, okay. So this is the image that came up on page number. Oh, okay. You guys might not be able to see it. Let me try. It is, yeah, here it is. Yeah. So this is kind of like a pair of boots. For me, it depicts like action and also enjoying the, you know, enjoying the outer world, like, nature. For some reason, these two things are coming up for me. So maybe, you know, I'm not sure, but yeah, does anyone relate to it? Is this the message that you were looking for? That either go for it, take action on it, or to go outside and enjoy some nature and breathe. Yeah, that is what is coming up for me, and that was on page number 58. But since it was not a reading, I would go through the numbers again and choose another number to see if something, some wise words wants to come through as well, apart from the images. Ooh, Leslie is on a beach walk. Huh, sounds amazing. Kind of, I guess it goes very well with the starting part of the meditation that we did, Leslie. Like, letting the waves of letting the waves wash over our head. Oh, I love that. Wouldn't it be so amazing if I guided that on a real beach? Okay. Yeah, coming back. Um, let's go with mm, page number 44. Okay. And the number has been chosen by Jen for all of us. Okay, let's see on what is on page number 44. Okay. So the author says lover as healer. So that is the heading. Lover as healer. And the author says the Sanskrit word karuna is often translated as compassion. Compassion means to suffer with, to suffer with another person, to share their suffering. Karuna is much more than that, much more than the simple translation to English, which is compassion. So, karuna is the capacity to remove and transform suffering, not just to share it. When you go to a doctor, it doesn't help if she just share your suffering. A doctor has to help heal the suffering. When you love someone, you should have the capacity to bring relief and help him to suffer less. This is an art. If you don't understand the roots of his suffering, you can't help. Just as a doctor can't help heal your illness if she doesn't know the cause. You need to understand the cause of your loved one's suffering in order to help bring relief. I am glad, Nicole, that it resonated with you. And the word that I mentioned is karuna, which is compassion, gratitude. Okay, I was thinking, yeah, I was thinking, the word for gratitude in not in Sanskrit. I don't know that much of Sanskrit. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Yeah, so Nicolas, can you spell it? And gratitude, rather, thank you for spelling it out. Okay, you were saying thank you for it. Yeah. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Okay, so maybe what is coming up for me is after I read that paragraph is that even though the author says that, we need in like compassion do not just involve, you know, sitting with the person who is suffering, to know the cause, to bring some relief. But I also want to emphasize here that because the author specifically mentioned that it is a very, it is a skill, it is an art to learn that, to be compassionate in that manner that you bring relief for that other person. But we need to also be aware of it that, in case you feel like you don't have that skill, you don't know the cause, or that person won't open up to you, someone who is suffering, then in that case, you can guide them towards someone who has that kind of a skill. Or even before that, actually, compassion is not just to suffer with it, to sit with that person, to hold their suffering. It is more, but let's start there with whatever you can offer. It doesn't have to be a relief. I just felt like sometimes we feel helpless when a loved one is suffering and we cannot do anything about it, whether it is a physical suffering or an emotional suffering or suffering of some other size and form. So, and we feel like I need to fix this issue for him, or I need to fix him or her. But maybe start there, to sit with that person, to let that person know that you're here, and to ask. When the author mentions that we need to find the cause of that suffering to alleviate that, what came up for me in terms of being there for your loved one is, instead of assuming that this is the problem for them, or instead of assuming that this is what they need, which sometimes is like your go to like advice, we advise them, we give them an advice like, do this, try this, it worked for me, do this. But what is coming up for me from this paragraph is to ask from that person, to let them know that you're here, that you are ready to suffer with them, in terms of like you are ready to hold their suffering, to give them that attention and space, and then to ask, you know be curious, like if you feel they are open, then you can ask about the suffering itself, the issue itself, or just ask, what do you need from me right now? Because sometimes we feel like, I don't know what to do that for that person, I don't know how to be there for them, I have tried this, I have tried that, but it doesn't make any difference. So maybe ask, simply just ask, what can I do for you? What do you need right now from me? What do you need in this moment? Would you like to talk, or would you like me to sit with you? Would you like me to go out with you? Would you like, some help around the house? Would you like some water? Just asking, and then making informed, taking an informed action from that with a compassionate intention, rather than just assuming things and doing. From this, what is coming up for me is to, you know, to ask and then do something about it. Like, use that information, extract that information in that manner. And if anything else came up for you when I was reading that paragraph, feel free to do that. Feel free to share that in the comments. I would love to hear about it. Or if it resonated with you, feel free to share that before we move on to the next reading. Because yeah, it always is lovely to know that, yeah, it touched someone in this space. It is such a beautiful feeling. So, yeah, if you want to share your thoughts or your experience, you can do so in the comments. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate them. Okay, my dear ones, now let's move on to the next reading. Okay, Shalene says, my initial thought was about my kids, so this definitely applies. Thank you. Oh, Shalene. I love that. And when I was reading that comment, what popped up in my mind was, when your initial thought was your kids, I hope that in that circle where you see your kids, there is also a kind of a little Shalene that is also at the receiving end of that compassion, not just on the giving end. So, yeah, I don't know if it applies or not, but yeah, that is what came up for me. And thank you for sharing that, what came up for you and that it resonated. Okay. Hmm. So, my dear ones, let's see. Let's move on to the next reading. So, again, hold in your awareness whatever it is that you need some guidance on, and let's see what wants to come through. Okay. Mm, okay, there is one more comment, and then I will spin the wheel. April says, my thought is, how does this apply to me? I resist support from others, and I find those closest to me do the same. Mhm. We are worthy of support. I love that. I felt I saw you know, like a decorative piece like this, and there in your home it is written here, we are worthy of support, or we are worthy of help, or it's okay to ask for help, or whatever it is. That came up for me. Yeah, I feel like this would be a nice addition to your space. So it reminds you whenever you hesitate from asking for help or support or whatever else that it is that you need, because you are worthy of it, and it doesn't make you any less strong or any less smart or any less anything. It just makes you human. Okay. So thank you for sharing that, April. Hmm. So now let's move on to the next reading. Again, hold that, whatever it is that you need guidance on, in your mind as we spin the wheel. Okay, this book came up again. Guys, there are 31 books, and usually the books that we read goes into kind of like the use section on this wheel. I don't know why it happened again, but would you guys like me to give this book another go? Like, do another reading from this book? Or should we spin the wheel again and choose a different book? You guys vote and decide the direction. So, should we go with the same book or should we spin the wheel again? There is a lot of love that we need to receive. Okay, Shalene says, always wanting to strengthen that relationship. Hmm. Yeah, with your kids, Shalene, or maybe with yourself. Either ways, I hope that, I can visualize that thread, strengthening, that bond strengthening for you. And I wish you that. Okay, let's see. Leslie says same, please. Kathleen says same. Nicole says trust what comes. Wonderful. Then we are going to go with the same book. Yeah, I wanted to go with it, but I was like, maybe you guys might get bored. So, yeah, I wanted all of you on the same page. Now that we are, let's open it and, choose a number again. So, if anyone new has joined us, right now, then I invite you guys to choose a number between 10 to 108. Thank you, Kathleen. Oh, Kathleen chose the same number as Nicole. Interesting. I love that you guys are on alignment. Okay, Charlene would like more love messages. Love that. Okay, so yeah, anyone who wants to add another number, you guys can add another number also if a new number is coming up for you, or if someone new is joining us, feel free to add a number here, or feel free to add your old number because then I would have to scroll all the way up. So yeah, it would be good if you guys share again. Yeah, right, Nicole, isn't it? Since Shalene wants more love. Okay. Um, Jen, we did your number right now. So if you want to share another number, you can do so as well. Because we read from that page, page number 44. Okay, and if not, then that's okay as well. So let's see. Thank you, Kathleen, Shalene, Nicole, Leslie, April, Nita, and Jen. Okay. So let's see what wants to come next from this amazing book. Okay, so the number that I am feeling called to is 22, and the number has been chosen by Nicole for all of us. Thank you, Nicole. Okay, let's see what wants to come through page number 22. Nicole says, my honor. Okay, so Nicole and everyone else also, the message that came up, the heading for it is be beautiful, be yourself. Okay, so Nicole, be beautiful, be yourself. And the lines under this is if you can accept your body, yeah, it is for Shalene and for everyone who needs that message. Yeah, okay. So the lines, the wisdom under it is if you can accept your body, then you have a chance to see your body as your home. You can rest in your body, settle in, relax, and feel joy and ease. If you don't accept your body and your mind, you can't be at home with yourself. You have to accept yourself as you are. This is a very important practice. As you practice building a home in yourself, you become more and more beautiful. So, we definitely got a formula to be more beautiful or handsome, or whatever it is that you feel like, is a nice word. Shalene says it's already resonating. Nicole says hugs and love. Oh, a hug to you, Nicole. And Shalene and everyone in this space. And maybe hug your body right now. Yeah. So I invite you guys to place a hand, on your shoulder, one hand on your shoulder, and one hand on your armpits. Okay. Or wherever you want to place it, and give a tight, loving hug to your body. Feel your hands wrap around your chest. Breathe in, and with the exhale, say I am home. Again, breathe in. I am home. One more time. Breathe in. I am home. And feel yourself arriving at home in your body, just like, can you feel that relief when you come back to your home after a long vacation or after a, extremely tiring day at your work? And you take down your luggage that you have been carrying along and, you know, anything else, take out your shoes and you relax because you are at home and everything is fine. This is your space. So, bringing that, bring those feelings to your body. This is your home. And you can relax because your body is handling everything. And you are safe in this home. Allow yourself to arrive here. It's a safe place. And if you feel like it is not, then I'm sure there is a part of your body that does feel okay, that feels maybe even pleasant. And you can rest in that room of your body, in that space of your body, because that is your sacred space, that is your safe place where you can be yourself and relax. And now you can lower your hands. I got a bit carried away with the reading. Now catching up on the comments. I am glad, Shalene, that it was beautiful for you. Okay, coming back. Yeah, Shalene says thank you. Nicole says that feels amazing. I'm happy that it does, Nicole. April says, oh wow, I requested 33 because I flipped to a page in a book called Lessons from the 12 Archangels. Message 33 was falling in love with yourself. Celebrate the sacred marriage between you and your heart, and love will continue to find you. Oh my god, I love that. Ah, I am going to, borrow this affirmation into my day that love will continue to find me. So thank you, April, for sharing this beautiful, for sharing this beautiful like lines or message as well as what was happening for you. It is like taking a peek into your world. Okay. So love will continue to follow all of us. Nicole says, you're getting a double dose. Gotta love synchronicities. Yeah, right. Yeah, April also says, I know, right, Nicole? Yeah, Kathleen also loved it. See, that's what I say because yeah, wisdom do not come, no, not just come from this book or from what I say. It comes from all of you, and I love how you guys are so wise and kind because that are the two values that I really, really, wants to live by: compassion and wisdom. Okay, so Charlene says, thank you for helping deliver the message to the space, April. Yeah, thank you, April. Okay, so we received, I guess, enough messages from this book. And I will also like to show you the image that came with this, with this reading. It feels like a garden. Can you guys see it? So maybe I guess combining the boots and the garden. Yeah, I guess the second message that I was getting regarding, go out and walk in nature, connect with nature was the one. So for for the first person for whom I checked out, that image, sorry. So for the first person for whom the image came up, maybe that is the message for you, go out and walk in nature, experience nature, touch the soil, touch the grass, breathe in fresh air. That is also going to help with the headache if that is going on for you, because we did a meditation on that. Okay, so maybe I'm thinking, should I do one more reading? Okay, let's do it. Okay, one more reading. The last reading for today. So let's see. Will the wheel again choose this book, or will we get a different book? Adventure. Okay, let's see what wants to come through. Is this the same book again? Uh huh. Okay, maybe the universe wants to clarify what it means by being yourself, because the heading for this is breaking the habit of being yourself. Meaning, all the unhealthy limiting beliefs that you have about yourself, that this is me, I'm this, I'm not this, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm this and that. And all the unhealthy habits that you have. So maybe the universe is trying to communicate to us that be beautiful, be yourself, come to your body, arrive, accept your mind, accept your body, and accept all of that, even accept all these things that you don't like about yourself, but you can let go of the ones that are no longer serving you. All the habits, all the thinking patterns, all, like all the thinking and behavioral patterns that no longer serve you or that no longer help you move towards a life that you want. So, again, a reminder, because sometimes people think that acceptance is like, if I accept this about myself, I would never change. And which is why I love this quote by, I think, Carl Jung, that the curious paradox is when you accept, you change. Something like this. My memory is not so good, but yeah, you can search for it. So basically, acceptance is the first step that you take towards change, because you accept that there is maybe a problem, or this thing is not serving me, or, yeah, this thing about myself is not serving me, or this is what I don't like about myself. And accept that I have that, because you do. Denying it won't do any good, because you would not be able to place your attention there and take the next steps from it. So it's okay if you have that. It's okay if you have that habit, or if you are lazy, or if you are an overeater, if you are whatever it is, whatever it is for you. So accept it and then break the habit of being yourself. And let's see what wants to come through from this book before I go on and speak again. So yeah, that's the subtopic for this book is How to Lose Your Mind, How to Lose Your Mind and Create a New One by Dr. Joe Dispenza. So let me open the book and then I will read the message in the comment as well. Just a second. Yeah, okay. Nicole says, great space. I love the books you have chosen. I have to hop. I have a call. That's all right. Thank you, Nicole, for tuning in. It was so lovely to have you here, and I hope to see you maybe in the next live. Um, I guess it is day after tomorrow or something. Yeah, but I would love to have you there as well if you can. And I hope that you have a lovely day, Nicole. I'm sure people loved having you here as well. Okay, so seems like Nicole received the message that she was here for, and we are here for the last message for today. So let's see. So for this, I do not have the original book because, as I have mentioned before, I have gathered these books over a span of 8 to 10 years. So I do not have the original books because I did not intend to do this, when I was reading these books. But I have the notes from these books. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my eyes, scroll through the pages until I feel like this is the section that everyone needs to hear from. Okay. So that is how we are going to do, you know, a reading from this last book. So let's see. And as I'm, scrolling, hold that whatever it is that you need guidance on in your mind. Hmm. Okay. So the author says, sorry, think about that. Okay, give me a second. Let me find the starting of this paragraph. Okay, maybe that is it. Yeah. So think about that. 5% of the mind is conscious, struggling against the 95% that is running subconscious automatic programs. So, this is exactly why, when you feel like I want to do that, I want this change in my life, but why am I not able to? Why do I feel this resistance? Why do I keep on sabotaging myself? Why do I keep on engaging in procrastination, self sabotaging behaviors, and all of that? Because I really, really want to. Because that is your 5% of your conscious mind fighting against the 95% of your subconscious mind. So, we have memorized a set of behaviors so well that we have become an automatic, habitual body mind. In fact, when the body has memorized a thought, action, or feeling to the extent that the body is the mind, when mind and body are one, we are in a state of being the memory of ourselves. Sometimes what happens is, for example, the password of your phone, sometimes you don't remember it in your mind, but you remember it in your fingers, in your thumb, and you are like quickly, you could quickly put it. And when someone asks it to you, you have to think for a moment. But when you put it, you are very quick. So, that is the state that that this is referring to, that the author is referring to. Like, when we do something so often, when we think something so often, when we feel something so often, it becomes so automatic within our body that our body and mind are one in a way. And, And we are most of the times living in that automatic state, we are not aware of what we are doing for the most part of our day, we are not aware of a lot of things that we are doing, even the task itself, because we do them so often that it has become an automatic part of our, of our being. And it is a memory of ourselves because we have done it so often. So it's just the memory repeating again and again and again. And and that is why it is so difficult for us to fight the automatic, responses, because your kind of like your addiction also falls into that category because you have done so often, because you have repeated that cycle so often. Like there was a cue, you know, like you started to feel stressful. Okay. There was a cue. Then, when you notice the cue, when you started to notice the stress, there is urge that comes up, and then after the urge, in order to get rid of that urge, you went on and do that habit, whether it is eating something unhealthy, smoking a cigarette, drinking, whatever it is, whatever your addiction is or whatever your habit is, unhealthy habit is. You went for that. And then there was a relief. And that was rewarding for your brain because temporarily that stress that was, that triggered this whole loop is gone now. There is no stress for because the all the things are working in your body that way. So the biochemistry of your body has changed because of something that you did or consumed. So now your brain reinforces, like, because you liked it, because there has been a temporary relief, the cycle is going to repeat. Okay. So now you have done it so many times that it has become an automatic behavior. So, in order to break any habit, whether it is a full blown addiction to, like, normal unhealthy behaviors of ours, what we need to bring is mindfulness. What we need to bring is awareness, and not just about that habit, because it would be very difficult if you just applied it to that. If you are usually, you know, non conscious person, let me say, or a normal person, let me say, who goes on with his life without being aware. I'm not finding the right word for it, but yeah, then it would be very hard for you to apply it to such a strong, urge at that time that you get. So instead, we need to, first cultivate that skill of being aware of different things, of low intensity things, of the usual things that are even boring, not and not go to the direct, extreme feeling, that urge, that impulse, that extreme emotion, and apply awareness to that, because that is going to be difficult. It makes sense it is going to be difficult because it is so intense. Good morning, Cassandra. Welcome. We were just doing the last reading for today, but happy to have you here. Yeah, so the answer is to start small, and to start small with the things that do not have such a high intensity or such a high pull to continue doing the automatic things, maybe like start small with being aware of mm, being aware while you're brushing, it is not an emotional kind of a thing. It is not going to be so difficult. So maybe start with that. And slowly and gradually you will, develop your skill of being aware. And then, it will expand. The skill will expand to more areas, more things, more behaviors, more automatic responses. Uh, and then you will be able to, apply the skill in the moment to snap out of this automatic loop, to intervene in mindfulness, to intervene in awareness, and then decide for yourself in that moment, to have the choice to decide, do I want to continue with this loop in this manner, or do I want to change something about it? It can be the cue, it can be like how you respond to the urge. It can be what you use to, deal with the urge. For example, instead of going for a bag of chips, you went for a carrot. And, then the whole cycle would be changed because you interrupted that automatic response. But for that, you need to first become aware that you do have a, whole cycle going on. You do have these automatic responses, and which ones are not serving you, because not all are bad. um, because our brain have this whole mechanism because it saves energy. It you know because the brain do not want to think about the same things again and again and again. It wants a free space to think about other things which it thinks is important, like the past and the future, and it do not want it to waste its energy on the usual stuff. So that is why we have like this brainstem in our head where all these automatic behaviors are stored. So yeah, so my point is that this is the reason why we behave or live automatically, and that is our default. But it do not serve us, in terms of, like, it is not a whole bad thing. Habits are a good thing, but we need to be aware which habits do we have. Are they serving us? Are they not? And also taking time for also having some moments where you are doing the usual things but with awareness, because you also want to feel alive even if you have good habits, even if you don't have any bad habits, but still, you are living on that autopilot mode, so you need to also do some things more consciously, like feeling it, being alive, because that is life. This is life right now in front of you. So yeah, so these are the things that came up for me. And I do think I do have, I guess, few resources around that in case you would like me to share them, you know, um, how you can become more aware, how to be aware in your daily life, and how to interrupt this pattern, all of this kind of stuff, like how to apply mindfulness to your bad habits and stuff. If you want me to share those resources, you can share that in the comments. And if not, then that's okay. I would not share them unless you want me to. So, yeah, let's see. Leslie says, I read someplace that 90% of most people's thoughts are the same as yesterday. Exactly, they are, Um, so there is not a correct, like a number, a perfect score, like 90%, 92%, but yeah, majority around that range of 90%. We have the thoughts that are repetitive. So you have the same thoughts today that you had yesterday, and day before yesterday, and a week before that, and a month before that. They are repetitive, and still our mind thinks that it is doing something useful with all the space that it has, all the energy that it has saved from doing the things automatically, doing the things mindlessly. So yeah, so that is why that is why I say, mindfulness is important, not just to feel alive, but also to interrupt all those automatic patterns that you have, because that's how you can bring a change, and do not jump onto the direct, most mm, difficult habit of yours, but start small. Okay, so I guess, yeah, that is what was covered. And yeah, and also if you guys would like me to share any resource around, this, what I mentioned, that sometimes we want something, but we feel a resistance that we are not able to do it because of certain behaviors of ours. So if you want that, I will share them as well. I do have like one or two resources around that. Leslie says, thank you, Anisha. I will see you soon in the lives. Thank you, Leslie, for joining. It was so lovely to have you here again. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next live. Okay, guys. So I guess, that's it for this particular live. And if you guys, enjoyed this live, if you gained anything out of this, and if you would like to support me, you can do so by making a contribution so that I can continue to, create more resources and keep the space alive. And if not, that's perfectly okay as well. You can support me by listening to my content and everything. Um, and let's see. And for those of you who would like a summary of this particular live, in case you missed it or you joined late, I want to let you know that I do have a group here on Inside Timer where I post the summary of each live. within like 5 or 10 minutes of that live ending. Okay, so you can join that group and I will share the summary there. Thank you, Kathleen, for this kind donation. I so appreciate that something from this, space touched you. And I wish you that this kindness that you send my way multiplies and touches your life in all those areas when you need them most. Thank you. Thank you, Nita, for this kind donation. Thank you so much. I'm sending all the love that you're sending me, Nita, multiplied. And I hope that it brings you a lot of peace and ease and love and happiness and health. Thank you. Thank you, dear Shalene, for this amazing, beautiful donation. I am happy to receive it, and I'm feeling the ripples, spreading out and touching your life in beautiful, unexpected ways. Thank you. Okay, thank you, beautiful people, for supporting me and for helping me support others as well. Because all these donations are going to go into that to create more resources or to hold more spaces. So thank you for allowing me to do that. You're welcome, Shalene. Okay. So yeah, so I was telling you about the group. So you guys, where you can find the group is, let me show it to you. And before that, in case anyone here, would like to, have something to go to and would like to leave because officially this live session has ended. So if you are a regular and if you know about all the, things that I offer and everything, then you guys can, say goodbye and I will see you day after tomorrow in the next live. And bye, Kathleen. Bye. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. And for those of you who are new, who is joining for the very first time, I would love if you guys can stay for like 5 to 10 more minutes. And in that time, I will share with you all the three places where I offer, all of my resources. So you have something to go to after this live and to take the steps to, bring whatever it is that you need to yourself and in your life. Bye for now, B. Bye. See you day after tomorrow. Okay. And yeah, here is the live that is day after tomorrow in case you want to RSVP. Okay. Yeah. So, first about the group where you can find it, you can either search for the name that I mentioned, Wonderful Beings, in the search box on Inside Timer, or you can go to my profile, okay? And on the home page, you can scroll all the way down, okay? At the bottom, you will see like a group here. So you can join this group, and here I will, post a summary of the meditation that we did, the title of the book that we read, and the readings itself, so you don't miss out on anything, or if you want to just go through them again. And I also make, share some other things in that group. So yeah, if you would like to be a part of that little community, I would be honored to have you. And now about the three places where you can find all of my resources in one place. So, the first place where you can find it is again on my profile in the home section. When you have scrolled all the way down, just above this group, you will see something known as the playlist section. Okay, so here there are four playlists. The first one is a 21-day mindfulness meditation challenge. All the tracks in this playlist are free, so everyone can access them. So, if you want to start your mindfulness journey to become more aware, to live more intentionally, more consciously, then you can start with this playlist. And in this, I explain what it is and, the benefits of it in real life and the 5 foundational practices. So, you can try them. The next playlist that I have for you guys is self soothing techniques for difficult emotions. So if you are feeling emotionally overwhelmed, or if you are feeling, kind of like you can't tolerate whatever is happening for you, then you can try these techniques, as therapists and coaches recommend their clients these techniques to regulate themselves, to come to a more centered state. So if you want that, you can try these techniques to help you manage the intensity of your emotions. The third playlist that I have for you is for negative thoughts and limiting beliefs. So this basically have the common negative thoughts and limiting beliefs that people have, like there is something wrong with me, I'm not good enough, I'm too broken to heal, what if I make the wrong decision? So all those common limiting beliefs or thoughts. So they are like 3 or 4 minute tracks which help you feel less alone in your suffering, and also gives you a mindset shift by the end of the track, so you leave with a hope. So you can check them out if that is something that you're going through. And the fourth playlist that I have for you guys is the Wheel of Wisdom, Pick a Meditation. So basically, whatever we did here in this live, I have tried to replicate that in the form of playlist where we play a game. So I've made this playlist like a game where you close your eyes, scroll through the meditations there, and just pick one and go through that, because that is the one that your intuition thought that you needed. So that is the guidance that you wanted. So you can experiment with that, and all the meditations that we did in this live or in this whole series of Wheel of Wisdom, because we are on episode number 124, I think, or 123. Yeah, so every meditation that we do here goes into this, and all the meditations again here are free, so everyone can access them. And this particular meditation that we did today is also here, will also go here. It is not here right now. I'm releasing them like in a sequence, so it will take some time. But in case you want to, uh, do a meditation on headache, I do have one. You can search for it, in my on my profile. And if you want like access right now, immediate access to this meditation that we did, I will share with you where you can find it. So that is the first place where you can find all of my resources, which is basically my tracks organized into 4 playlists, so it is easier for you guys to navigate. The second place where you can find all of my resources is this. So on my profile, when you go to the courses section, you will find like my all my 7 courses here. Okay. So you can check them out, check their names to see if any course fits, what it is that you need right now. So I have like a course on limiting beliefs, what I just mentioned, that how 5% of your conscious mind is, fighting with the 95% of your subconscious mind, which contains all those limiting beliefs that I'm not worthy of success, I'm not good enough, I'm not capable, all of those beliefs. So, if you would like to identify what all is stopping you, why do you have this resistance? Why do you not, why are you not able to take actions to move towards your goals? Then you can try this particular course. And in this, I have included all the techniques that I know of to help you identify those limiting beliefs. Because awareness and then acceptance are the first 2 steps towards any change. That is also a quote that I love. I do not remember by whom it is. Okay, so yeah, if you are interested, you can save that course. And the other course that I have for you is this. So, this course is basically for the mindfulness skill that I was talking about in the reading. So, this is like a mindfulness journey that you will take, which will help you clarify the why, what, and how of mindfulness so that you can live a mindful life. So, if you are interested in that, you can check this out after the playlist. If you do the playlist, you can check this course out because it will help you deepen your skill of mindfulness. It will make you more aware as you go through life. So, yeah, you can check this one out. And the third course that I have for you is this: The Art of Noticing How to Find Joy, Peace, and Beauty in Your Daily Life. So, basically, if you want to see, if you want, because sometimes you feel like life is full of suffering, why should I be aware for it? of it, why should be why should I be alive, or open my heart to this. So if you want to experience the beauty of life, then you can check out this course, because this will help you do so in your daily life without changing anything about it. So yeah, you can try that. I have few other courses which you can explore on your own, because it might take a lot of time. But yeah, they are related to overcoming your negative thoughts, accepting difficult life situations and moving on, and how to stop chasing and start living. Yeah, so you can check them out if the titles resonated with you. So this was the second place where you can find all of my resources. And now the third place. So if any of the resources that I shared with you up until now is not what you're looking for, or is not what you need right now at this moment of your life, or if you would like a more personalized, guidance or support, then in that case, you can go to my profile, go to the About section there, and scroll all the way down. Okay. Here at the bottom, you will see this. So, here you will find a way to access that personalized support and guidance, or if you want to work, one on one, you can find a way here as well. And the other things that you might find here is, as I mentioned, that this live is getting recorded. So, you will find that here as well. And some other additional resources and gifts that I have for you guys. Um, and if you would like to know more about my journey, then you can also find that here, you know. So, um, yeah, so these are all the three places where you can find everything that I have to offer. And I hope that, you guys found something of value for you, something that resonated with you regarding whatever is going on in your life currently. And if it did, then, I invite you to check that out after this live before you forget about it. So thank you so much for listening to me so patiently. And thank you for your presence, for tuning in, for giving the space a try to touch your life. And I am so grateful to have you here, and so honored that you chose this space to spend your time. I bow down to the divine within you all. Namaste. I will see you day after tomorrow. Till then, bye bye. Take care.